Today I will explain you the process of developing an HTTP Servlet application to print hello world and also to deploy the same application into a Tomcat server and execute it and see the output. So before going to your actual program, just see the folders what you need to create. So in D drive, you can create in any drive. Okay, in D drive, I have created one folder called Servlet programs. Now this has been considered as a main folder. The main folder name can be anything. You want to write your name also, no issues. But inside that you create one subfolder, and the subfolder name should be only web-inf, that too in capital letters. Okay, and just open this. Inside this you need to create one more subfolder called classes, that too in small cases only, because those are all pre-configured. Okay, so you are not going to change that particular things. Then inside this you need to save .java program, and when you compile here you get a .class file automatically. So the classes folder is responsible for storing .class files. Then we need to write one XML file with a name called web.xml that you need to save in web-inf folder only. Then if we write some .html programs, .jsp programs, that is Java server pages, and finally we need to create one compressed file, that is WAR file, web application archive file, that you need to save in the main folder. Okay, so now based on this idea, I'll just move on to the program. And still, if you want some clear idea, you can just go to my previous video of generic servlet printing hello world. You can just get the structure there. Just open the notepad, and here you need to type the servlet API. So here I'm writing import Java X dot servlet dot star. Then import, specifically we are writing for HTTP program. So we need to import one sub package called HTTP from servlet package. Then import IO for printing the output. Okay. Now I need to write like public class hello world extends. Now I need to write HTTP servlet extends. Okay. Then now here we have a do get method and do post method, which is equivalent to the service method. So we will use do get method in this application. So public void unit write do get, and here two parameters we need to pass: HTTP servlet request and one reference variable REQ, then HTTP servlet response. RES is a reference variable. For that, reference variables can be anything. Throws can throw an exception called servlet exception. If the servlet file is not found or if the request is not satisfied, then it could also raise IO exception whenever the print writer object, the output stream object, is not properly initialized. Okay, so the servlet exception is available in first package java.servlet. Then HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response, HTTP servlet are available inside HTTP package. Then IO exception has been available in IO package. So these are the reasons why I imported that. Now the first step is you need to set the content type. So by using one method called set content type of response, and you need to write like text by HTML, which is nothing but the MIME type. We call it as multi-purpose internet mail extension type. So here that means the response should be in text format, and text, this response is expected response is text, and it should be in HTML format. That is the meaning. Now after setting the content type, we need to go for print writer, because the system.out.println will not work here, because of my output I need to see on the browser, and your system.out.println will work only with the command prompt console. So I am using an alternative class print writer, So create the reference of that. Now the print writer is available from IO package. Then by using response object, I need to call one method called getWriter. Okay. Now once you create, you need to call by using println, you need to call print. By using print pw, you need to call println method and just type hello world. Okay. Then close this method and close the class. Now just save this. I need to save in the Servlet programs web.inf classes, right? So here you give the same name like hello world.java. Okay. Now this has been saved. Now I need to compile this program. So I can just go for command prompt. Okay, but I'm by default in C drive, but my folder is in a D drive. You just click write D colon enter. Then see change directory. By using change directory, you go to the main folder called Servlet programs, then web.inf, then classes. Then you compile now Java C hello world dot Java. Okay, it got compiled and you get a class file. So here if you go for web.inf classes, so you got hello world and with a class file. Now this programs is for generic servlet what I've already created, but as of now we need to work out with hello world and with the class name. Okay. Now once it got compiled, you need to create one XML file. So I'll open the same XML file because only one XML file for one complete project. So I open the same web.inf because simply you need to open it in a notepad and you can do. So this code was already written for my previous program. So now I'm adding one more Servlet program. So what you need to do when you have more than one Servlet program is you just copy this from here to here. Copy and paste. Okay, after pasting, you just change the name here for the second program so that I can access both the programs, Hello Servlet and Hello World. Hello World. Hello World. Hello World. Then Hello. Okay. Now, here what all tags we are using? One is the root tag, web app. Then we need to write servlet, then servlet name, where we need to write as of now hello world we written, then servlet class, servlet hyphen class, then hello world, then close this servlet tag, then open the servlet hyphen mapping, then again you write servlet hyphen name, give the same name and close. Then URL pattern. So how do you call this program? So don't forget to put a /, then the file name because it shows that you are calling with the URL type. Then close the URL pattern, then servlet mapping closed and web app. If you are writing for the first program, so only you are going to write till here and close the web app. But I'm trying to work with the two programs. So two programs information you need to put. So this root tag will be one only. So from servlet to closing of servlet mapping, you need to just copy and paste and change the name. And again save. So for even though you write 100 servlet programs for one project, only one web.xml should be there. Okay, and all 100 programs information you need to put into this one. Okay, and close the web app and save it. Okay, now you need to start the Tomcat server now. Okay, so before going for the Tomcat server, I'll just create a var file that you need to store into the main folder. So you need to come back one more step by cd dot. Now here you need to create. Now, jar is a command tool, cvf, C stands for create, V stands for verbose output, and F stands for the file. Then here I was creating x21.var, so same var file name I'm going to create. Then I will write web-inf. So what all are under web-inf will be getting compressed. Okay. So when I press enter key, you can see the list of what all contents you're compressing. If you don't write v, that is not visible. So you can see we have add manifest file was added, then web.inf folder in that classes, in that hello servlet.class, hello servlet.java. In that hello world.class and hello world.java. So two servlet programs are getting compiled and one web.xml. So now this var file is most important for us. This one is created. Now this one you need to put into the Tomcat server. Now the first thing what you need to do once you create a var file is you need to start the Tomcat. So you need to install the Tomcat in your system and set the class path. So already I have made one video on that for installing and configuration of the Tomcat. You can just go through that where you can check out how to download and how to install and how to configure the Tomcat with the class path. Okay, so once you're done with that, so you get one icon here like Apache Tomcat. I have 8.5 version. So the service is stopped here. You can click start. Otherwise, you can just type in search configure Tomcat. So you can see this one. You just click the same thing you're going to get. Then click start. Okay. Then click OK. Then open the browser. Just type localhost colon 9090, the port number what I have given at the time of installation. Okay. So just click that. Okay. Now you need to get this page. If your server is down, this page will not be retrieved. Maybe I'll just stop that and I'll show. I'll stop now. Now it gets stopped. Just refresh this. You get the error. Okay. So once again, you start. Just start. Once it got started, now just enter. You get this one. Now here you have an option called manager app. Click that. Now generally when you click manager app, you will be asked for password, user ID and password for authentication. So at the time of installation of the Tomcat, whatever you give, okay, that you need to provide here. So I was already running this application, so it got directly opened, but generally it will ask. Okay, now X21 is already there with me, so I undeploy that by clicking this undeploy. Now I want to go for uploading the X21 what I have created now. So go to the D drive, then go to the folder, Servlet programs. Once again I will do. So now Servlet programs, then X21.var open, then deploy. Then you can see X21 where you get running is true and you get OK message, so no problem. So you go for this. Next tab and go for localhost colon 9090 slash var films X21. From that you need to call hello world. Enter. So now you can see you got hello world with exclamatory mark what I was given. So in this way, you're going to execute your application. If suppose you want to add some HTML code for designing, you just open your program, hello world program, and in println method here, you can start writing HTML. Then I'm writing directly body tag, BG color, and I'm writing something called pink. Then text color is single quotes you need to give. Okay. If you give double quotes, it will terminate the string. right? Then close this, and after writing the text, you again close the body tag and close the HTML tag. Okay, and that you need to put into the println methods for attribute values are given single quotes. Save. Now again you need to go for the command prompt because you need to compile. So go to web and go to classes. Then you go for compiling. Okay, then again you need to come back the main folder and create the var file. Same var file I'm creating, same command. Okay, now go to the browser, go to the same and undeploy the old copy. Okay, undeploy, and again you go for deploying it. x21.var open, then deploy. Then here you can see again it has been deployed with true value. Go for this and refresh. I can see background is pink and blue. Okay, if you want to go for some heading type you want, I'll add h1 also for you, and here I'll close that h1. Then just save. So any modification you need to go for compiling again. Okay, so here you need to go for web, go for classes, then compile. Once you compile, you need to go get back to the main folder and you created the same var file name. It will just overwrite. Okay, now go to this manager, undeploy this x21. You can see undeploy, so you don't get that x21 here. Then again select var file, select the same x21.var where you're saving the main folder now, open and deploy. Once you deploy, you can see here x21 you got and message is okay and it is true value you need to get. Then just refresh this and you will see this hello world has been bigger font, right? So in this way you need to execute the web application created by the HTTP Servlet class. And here in this video I clearly mentioned how to write an HTTP application, how to create a var file, how to start the Tomcat server, how to deploy into the Tomcat server, and how to execute. So I hope I've given some input on the process of creating HTTP Servlet application and deploying into the Tomcat server and execution. So if you like this video, do comment, subscribe and share it to your friends.